We begin with the history of the parachute design. The earliest design was made in the 1470s by an anonymous source in a manuscript. It shows a free-hanging man clutching a crossbar frame. Next we have the design by Leonardo da Vinci in 1485. Here the scale of the parachute is more favorable in proportion to the weight of the jumper. Leonardo's canopy was held by open square wooden frame. In 1551, Fausto Veranzio made a sketch called The Flying Man. He kept the square frame of Leonardo's but replaced the canopy with bulging sail-like pieces of cloth. In 1783, Louis Sébastien Lenormand of France recorded the first public jump with his design. 2 years later, in 1785, Lenormand coined the word parachute. In 1797, André Garnerin of France invented the first frameless parachute, as well as made the first descent using a silk parachute. This improved the stability of the fall. In 1907, Charles Broadwick demonstrated two key advances in the parachute. He folded his parachute into a pack that he wore on his back, and the parachute was pulled from the pack by a static line attached to the balloon that he invented. In 1911, Grant Morton made the first parachute jump from an airplane. Morton's device was of the throw-out type, where he held the parachute in his arms as he left the aircraft. In 1911, Gleb Kotelnikov of the Soviet Union created his first parachute. It was a knapsack parachute that was harnessed on his back, and he named it the RK-1. In 1914, Stefan Banach patented his design by testing the umbrella-like device by jumping from an airplane that was 15 stories high. Then he sold it to the U.S. military but got little money or fame from it. In 1918, Germany was the first air service to introduce the standard parachute. It was designed by Unterhofweiser Otto Heinecke of Germany, although many people died by using his design. Now we get into some types of parachutes. We start with round. It is used in the military and emergency and cargo applications. It has a large dome-shaped canopy made from a single layer of triangular cloth. Next we have the Rogallo wing, 1948, designed by Gertrude Rogallo. It is made for speed and forward motion. It was made with what is called a flex wing. Next we have the Ram Air. It is the most modern of parachutes because they have self-inflating Ram Air airfoils known as parafoils that provide control of speed and direction. They also have 2 layers of fabric, top and bottom. Next we have the ripcord deployment system. A ripcord system pulls a closing pin, which releases a spring-loaded pilot chute and opens the container. The pilot chute is then propelled into an airstream by its spring, then uses the force generated by passing air to extract a deployment bag containing the parachute canopy. This is NASA's Orion spacecraft parachute tests. This test was on February 26th, and This test verified that drogue parachutes perform successfully.
Former President
during the most
George Bush
extremes
celebrating
of
his 90th birthday today. He jumped out of a helicopter, harnessed Sergeant First Class Mike Elliott, a retired member of the Army's parachute team. Bush skydived with Elliott 5 years ago when he was the, well, let's see, what was it, 85, and now he's 90. Incredible. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Next, we have space shuttle capsules. They were created to carry air, water, and food for the people on board, and they are well insulated and have a system that controls the inside temperatures. Next, we have the Berlin Airlift. In World War II, Berlin was divided, and there was a shortage of food, so the Americans brought food using parachutes in this plane to deliver food and fuel and other goods to the people who lived in the city, especially the western part. And finally, enjoy this video of the
and if there's a risk, it's there for a reason. And you must take it. And I'm gonna take it just now.